What's going on, Semi? What's going on? And this is not like a class. I'm saying it's like a class, but y'all, if y'all want to unmute yourselves and ask anything as I'm going through anything, y'all more than welcome. All right, so let me back out my screen. So let's just talk about the strat a little bit, because I know a lot of people get a little bit confused and don't know how to enter or things of that nature. We'll talk about that, any kind of questions y'all have, but I'm specifically going to go over like how I backtest and why I ended up choosing like reversals patterns over continuations, and how do I backtest it, right? Because it's not like an indicator. So I always look at the setups, and I try to like just understand just what's a reversal and what's a continuation. Like these are continuations, but they'll have the same setup as well. But it's understanding that these setups that happen first, like a 2-2 reversal or a 2-1-2 reversal, right? And then it'll lead into a continuation. I hope I can make more sense of that when I get on the charts. So let's just choose one. Before I choose one, and excuse me because I'm still a little bit sick here. Give me a second. So before I choose one, if y'all not able to unmute yourselves, y'all could drop one in the chat. If there's a certain setup that y'all like, and I'll back test that one before I just choose anyone to back test. Pull up the chart. And specifically, you can do this on any chart. It really doesn't matter because you're just back testing, right? So right now, let's just, I guess I'll just do SPY because a lot of people like SPY, or y'all could choose it. So 2-1-2, Denise got you. All right. And one thing I say about the 2-1-2s is one of my least favorite because of the move that it gives. It's not like, see, like say if you see one right here, 2-1-2, it's not like a huge move. Of course on the monthly chart it's gonna be huge, but on bigger time frames they play out a little better. On smaller time frames I kind of use them as just like reversals. So let's do 2-1-2s. And since we're day trading, I'm going to, and scalping and stuff, I'm gonna do it on a smaller time frame, but I'll start breaking it down so you can see it on bigger time frames. So when I'm back testing, like let's say a 2-1-2, the first thing I'm gonna do, and I'm just looking at today's data and yesterday's data, right? All the way to the 29th, actually. Well, today is the 29th. All the way from the beginning of the 29th, right? So what I do mostly, and it's so easy, I just try not to, and look, let me clear all this stuff in my chart. Dang, I should have just hit it. Hold on, let me see if I could redo that because I don't want to have to rechart it. Yeah, there we go. All right, so first thing I do, oh, and another thing, Denise, I know you said 2-1-2. What do you wanted me to, and it's just, you got to be specific. You want me to look for 2-1-2 reversals, 2-1-2 continuations? It makes it easier for me that way because then I'm not going all over the place and confusing you because I may start talking about reversals or continuation. So which 2-1-2 are you having issues so I can back test that for you? Sorry, continuation. Gotcha. So continuations. I always choose reversals before continuation. See, like right now on a 5-minute, it's just triggered right now. I like reversals before continuation. Continuation, this is like a 2-2 continuation. If I can say that you're gonna keep going up. If you're not talking, please use this HPAC. Yeah, let's mute you. We're just not trying to hear all that background noise, bro. But all right, so 2-1-2s, I'm gonna start on a 5-minute time frame. So we're looking for continuations. So you may see this 2-1-2, and since we're working on a 5-minute time frame right now, this is going to be a reversal 2-1-2. And see, it's going to be a lot of reversals. That's why I want to find continuations. It's kind of good because it's going to make it harder on me. These are all reversals. Hold on, let me just go to a 1 minute time frame then. But trust me, that was the first strat setup I chose, 2-1-2, and I don't understand why. Maybe it's the numbers or something like that that got me to do that. All right, I'm trying to find a 2-1-2 continuation. This right here is going to be a 2-1-2 reversal. 2-1-2 reversal. That's why I stick with reversals. Hold on, somebody said something in the chat. Reverse, she said reversals. Okay. Nah, I want to show you that, because then you'll start to see like, okay, cool. These are and people like to see a smaller time frame, right? Because we're scalping and things of that nature. So I will want you to see how many times you won't find a 2-1-2 continuation on these smaller time frames. Because then that'll help you. You'll be like, you know what? Let me just choose a different pattern. 2-1-2s, 2-1-2s, 2-1-2s. See, all right. So you may see this 2-1-2, and this was a reversal back to the downside. And the reason I look at it as a reversal back to the downside is because down here, this is not a strat setup, 2-3-2. So, but right here, well, I'm on a 1 minute time frame, so it doesn't matter. I'm not going to count that. It did reverse back up, right? It's just not a strat setup. So right here was this, to me, is going to be the reversal, just because I'm looking at price action. I'm looking at it. Let me go ahead and mute that person too. I'm gonna just mute everybody. But y'all can unmute yourself if y'all have a question. Is the candlesticks and resembling the morning star? Like I say, I trade the strat, but I'm always trading everything else that I know as well, right? So this was like the reversal to me, but the real reversal, if you're trying to look at the strat, is going to be like right here, right? But to me, that'd be a continuation, and it's because I'm kind of happy that I finally found one. It's 2 up, 1, 2 up. This is a continuation, because regardless of the fact I'm on a 1 minute time frame, I can't go smaller. I can if I pay for the seconds, but I'm not going to do that. But this is still, it's just, I don't want to confuse y'all, because this is not a strat setup like this is still a strat setup, but it's two down, right? That's just a continuation. So this 3 bar kind of messes everything up, especially since it went 3 up and then 2 up and then 1 inside, right? So that was still a continuation. So that's what a continuation would look like. But from today, look at how many times we got a continuation versus a 2-1-2, right? And let me see, this is 2 up reversal, 2 down, 1, 2 down. So that was a reversal back down, right? So we only got this one. And I just want to back test it before I start back testing anything else, right? And make it look even prettier, so you can understand, because regardless of the fact, you chose the 2-1-2 continuation. So you look for 2-1-2 continuations. So right here, that was that one. You come back up here, you're going to find this 2-1-2, but that is a 2-1-2 reversal back to the downside, green, white, or it could be whatever color, 2 down, reversal, right? And it's also a reversal, keep in mind, because where did I see it? This was the first one we saw. That was the continuation. Dang, I just lost my thing. That's the continuation. That's a 2-1-1-2 back up, but we already went up, right? So this is a continuation as well. But a lot of people won't look at that because it's double inside. But also remember, this is a smaller time frame. So even when you're on smaller time frames and you find, like, say, it could be a reversal, like a 2-1-2, or let's talk about the continuations like we are talking about. This 2-1-2 continuation, you still have to look at this as a continuation, then it reverts back to the downside. And the reason I say that is because this was your reversal, and this is the one that we were talking about, right? It just made me look at it differently. Then you got a 1 and then another 1 right here. No, it was over here somewhere. The chart looked the same. It was right here. It was a double inside, right? So with you having this double inside, and let's say you were still going up, soon as this triggered up, it was to let you know that you were still in your reversal. Soon as this went 2 up, and even though this is a healthy pin bar, it went 2 down. If your next candle didn't go 2 up, you automatically want to start getting out of this trade, because this candlestick already told you get out of your trade if you were trying to go up, right? And also I'm just gonna implement like support and resistance. I'm not gonna talk about it too much, but I'm gonna just like draw something that I see like right here. If I could get the shortcut to work. Oh, I drew a whole bunch. And I probably already had it there, who knows? But no, I didn't. But like right here, I know that that's a resistance. So me also looking at the strat, that helps me, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and clear all that out because I don't want to confuse y'all with like support and resistance. It's gonna take me forever to try to find a continuation. So I'm gonna just do what I know to find like that continuation. I just like to help, and I'm gonna try to find like, matter of fact, when you want to find continuation, it's just people like to see these smaller time frames, and I'm trying to get them. I'm trying to get everybody to understand like when you're looking at bigger time frames, it's the same thing as looking at the smaller time frames. You just have to understand candlesticks. So I do want to find, look, 30 minutes. I would say the 30-minute and the hourly time frame are good for continuations. Like if you want to trade 2-1-2 continuations, and I'm trying to find like right here, all this is a 2-1-2 continuation, right? As soon as the market opened and it went up to right here, all this is 2 up, right? 2 up, 2 up. You got a 1 bar, 2 up. You could have took this 1 bar, right? But this is in consolidation. So you might have want to had a better I wouldn't even just say strike price, but expiration date, right? Because if you was trading a 0-day contract or this week expiration and it was close to Friday, that choppiness right there is going to eat up your contract, right? But this was still, and let me just draw it out for you guys. Bruh, you know what? Delete. So it may not be perfect because I'm just trying to get it on that one, but that would have been your entry right here, right? And I'm still giving you your put entry. And the reason whenever you see me put your put entry there, even if you have a bullish mindset, just understand that that put entry is just your stop loss. That's all it is, right? And you want to have that there so you can know, hey, if my candles come down here, boom, get out of my trade, right? If you're not implementing a stop loss on your brokerage, right? So right here on this 2-1-2, this is a continuation, right? But also keep in mind how long I've been talking about a 2-1-2 continuation and how many times I've found one, right? So that right, when I'm back testing, it's like as soon as I would have started getting frustrated, like, dang, I can't even find 2-1-2s. I am off that. I'm not gonna continue to waste my time because I don't like wasting people's time or my time. I am not gonna continue to waste my time to try to find that since it's becoming less I guess what word am I looking for? Since it's not populating as often, I'll say 2-1-2 for a different period. But that's
what you doing for?
Okay, that's me too. So always keep that in mind when you're looking at any kind of strat patterns, right? Because that'll help you. But like right here, we knew to enter in this trade right here. Let me get this blue stuff out the way. On that 2-1-2, soon as it broke, soon as this candle, you don't enter on this one, right? It's just like, no, I don't want to lose. Oh, well, I'm not gonna lose my place. Right here, we have a 2-1 right now on a 30-minute time frame, right? But this can be a 2-1-2 back to the upside, or this can be a continuation 2-1-2 to the downside, right? And then that's another thing I was looking at. I shouldn't have been looking at the smaller time frames to try to show you this 2-1-2. But long story short, you wouldn't get in, just like I was going to explain on this candle. This candle was live. You don't get in right now. You watch this candle. Just like this one right here, you watch this candle unless you understand how to like use smaller time frames as well. So what you'll do is, and this setup can mess up, right? You let it rock. You put your alerts right there. This is your 2-1-2. This is your trigger. This is how you enter your trade, right? So you're going to wait for the next candle in 17 minutes, right? If I was on real time, it's probably, 16 minutes. Same thing, right? But long story short, you have that much time to get out, right? And I'm gonna come back to this, but I just want to keep explaining this. Say if you're impatient, learn your time frames, right? Because your time frames is always going to help you out. If you're impatient, you may want to drop to the 15 minute. Now the 15 minutes is going to show you a different setup, right? This is a 2 down, this is a 2 up, right? From what I'm seeing, yeah. So it's going to show you a different setup. So this right here, using multiple time frame analysis for this 30 minute, to go back to it, is a 1. That trigger that you just seen trigger on your 15 minute, that's your 2-2 reversal trigger up, saying that, hey, and also it's a tweezer bottom candlestick, right? And I'm gonna call it quickly now because there's only 1 minute till this candlestick closes. So it's gonna close as a tweezer bottom setup, two pattern setup, and then also a 2 up setup, right? So your next trigger is still right here to enter your trade, right? If you bring it down to a 5-minute setup, just keep in mind what you're seeing. You're seeing a 2-1 inside bar on 30 minute. On the 15 minute, you're seeing a 2 up, right? My bars are still telling me that it's bearish because it's orange. Let's go to the 5 minute. Boom, 5 minute, and it's telling me indecision on 5 minute. So I'm going to listen to my 30-minute candle, right? Because on my 5 minute, we're indecision right now. Still, for 5 minutes, we've been going red and green on doji, right? Look at your tweezer bottoms, right? That we called on a, forgot what time frame, 15, I think, yeah, on a 15-minute time frame. So this is what I mean by like time frames matter, but when you start breaking them down and understanding them in the candlesticks, it makes it easier to trade. Let's go back to the 30-minute. Boom. Now we have a live 2-1-2 continuation, right? Or this can turn into a 2-1-2 to the downside. But as long as we break and we trigger this entry right here, right? Once we trigger it, that's your trigger to get in this trade. If this is what you want to do. But then another thing, see, look, it's about to do it. Another thing that you do is you look at your candles. Okay, this is a support. This is resistance right now where the candles are at, but it normally bounces back up from this like support level, right? It comes down, look, right here where it's trying to break out from, it normally runs up, even on a 5-minute time frame. Your resistance is all the way up here. And then you have another one right here, which my strat also gives me different resistance. I know that I am fighting, we triggered. I know that we're fighting to get back to the hourly resistance, the hourly opening, right? That's all the way up here. This will change in a couple of minutes once we get a new hourly candle. You triggered, now it's testing, and it's holding on your 15-minute time frame, right? Because that's what that is. Boom. It's about to trigger your entry point for your 30-minute time frame. It just rejected it. If we go to the 30-minute, you'll see the wick all the way up there. You see it? It's saying it triggered, but did it really trigger 379.86? Because we didn't. Do I got my thing up? Yeah, because I didn't hear a beep. 79.91. Yeah, it did trigger. See, they be playing with us, and they ain't even trigger it for us, right? So, but that's just trading views. It could be that my stuff is going slow, right? But dang, I should never took it to a 3-minute time frame. I don't think I went that small. All right, so right now, you see how it triggered and now it rejected? I'm not about to start talking like, because I'm talking to myself. I'm not about to start talking about the ref track because that's exactly, it just did the 3-bar. That's exactly what it was about to do. The 1-3. That's how you know that. Well, I'll just say it real quick. How you knew that it would have did that is putting the Fibonacci on it and just having your 50% retracement rule. And you knew like, oh, we hit this rejection. Because remember, I also said it was rejected. It was a nice support up here, but it's also if it's support at one point, it's still going to be resistance. So it was a nice still resistance. That would have been your entry. Right now, it's showing you a morning star pattern, but you're on a 5-minute and you have 2 minutes left, right? And this doesn't scare me out of no trade because I understand that this could be testing. I'm going to want to go to a smaller time frame to read the candlesticks because I know that this is bull flagging right now. So I want to know if it's bull flagging down or bull flagging up, right? But your entry to go back down would have been that 50% retracement rule right there if you didn't want to wait for that 1-bar trigger, right? So what I was gonna do just to show y'all real quick, because I know I'm not back testing right now. I'm kind of doing this live. I just want to go and see, we're bull flagging to the downside. What I meant by like, we could be bull flagging down or bull flagging up, right? So this could be a cup and handle that's failing as well. Cup, handle, which is a bull flag as well. That's why I say that patterns go with it. See, and it's so hard for me sometimes to stick with one topic because I know different things that I implement into my trading, right? And there it goes, the nice, beautiful cup and handle on your 1 minute, right? Cup and it's handling. Still handling, is ranging, its support is going to be down here. I'm going to just leave it right here. That's where support is going to be at. The reason I understand that is because of this green candle and that wick. And it was bull flagging right there. So it's going to try to come test that and wick back up. And if it doesn't wick back up, it's going to start breaking down to eat up the PMG that we have down here. You see how it already started bouncing? Look, it's not where I had my line, like right here, but it was very close to it. His resistance is going to be this 15-minute time, this 15-minute time frame's opening price, right? If we go, you'll see it'll be on this candle. And it's right there. So it's right here. Before it shows it to me, it's going to be right there. Boom, told you. And it's just because I do this so often. So I know where the candles are opening and closing up at, right? So let's go back. And I'm going to talk about something different, but let's go back to that 2-1 to the 2-1-2 continuation, right? That Denise was talking.
I have a question when you finish.
Go ahead.
Oh, I have a different chart that I was actually playing, well, trying to do a strat play on. The PLTR. So I went to the daily. It was yesterday? Yeah, I think so. And I saw a 2-1. On the daily. Yeah. So I saw a 2-1, and then yesterday I was looking to see what side it would break to, and I was going for a bullish continuation if it was above 10.16, or bearish if it was below 9.51.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, then the candle broke in the morning, and basically I got faked out and closed it really quickly because, you know, I went down to the smaller time frame.
Faked out what side? You went for puts?
Yeah, I went for puts, yeah.
Why you get faked out?
I think because I went down to the smaller time frame. So I went down to the 5 minute to find my entry, and then to the 1 minute. And when did I buy it? I think I bought it like at.
What was your original entry for puts? Because you was right here, right? So you played this day, yesterday, or you talking about?
Yeah, yesterday, 9.50.
So your entry was 9.50. I got 9.52, but I get it. 9.50, right?
Well, 9.51. Yeah, I was like, if it's below that, that's what I drew on my chart.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be the low of this candle.
Right.
So you saying that you seen the 2-1 before the 2 came out the previous day, right? And it triggered your entry at 9.51, and you got faked out. So what I'm seeing, just looking at the bigger time frame, did that wick faked you out from it running up? You got scared?
Yeah, but I went down to the smaller after I saw where it broke.
I got you.
Yeah,
what price did you jump out at?
Wait, what'd you say?
What price did you just jump out at? Because your entry was, let's say if you entered in at 9.51, the high of this candle that scared you is only 9.86. So that's like,
yeah, I think I entered at my contract 9.31, and then I exit at 10.15. So I only stayed in for 45 minutes, but yeah, I went down to the 5 minute, and I looked at the 1 minute.
All right, so you got in at 9.31.
Yeah.
You brave. Yeah, you brave.
That's why I saw it went down, so I was like, okay. And then I wanted to, that's why I brought this up to ask you, like, when would you normally enter? And yeah, it went down all the way yesterday.
You wouldn't want to go when I normally enter. The reason I say that is because, like, when I just said that you're brave, is that you just jumped in 1 minute into the market. Once I started losing money, and I knew that I'm still learning the candlesticks, I would never trade the first like 15 minutes of the market, because you will get faked out. if you
Right.
don't.
But I stayed in for 45 minutes though. I got out like
All right,
I got out. I got out in profit, but it was a tiny,
yeah. So
profit.
hold on. So what it was for me just seeing this and me understanding, see, because I'm looking, even though I'm on this 5-minute time frame, my mind is seeing the daily time frame right now, right? And the reason why is because I know this is my entry for puts. So yeah, you got faked out, but so what happened here was you went weekly, or did you how much time did you have on your contract?
Yeah, it was a weekly. It only had a weekly
All right,
there.
cool. So me back testing what you just did, you just needed more time. That's
Yeah, because it went down yesterday. Exactly. I was like,
yeah.
oh, that's the
Look,
thing.
it's going down on levels. Like you remember when I was doing support and resistance class and I was just like doing all these lines, it's just going down on levels. I don't have no new candles right here, so let me go to the back. This PLTR is gonna go down here too. It's just it follows the levels. As it goes up, it goes back down. Like, look, where this came down and it dropped, that's the top of these candles. It just goes as soon as it breaks that. Remember, this was resistance. Boom, hits the resistance, comes back down to a support. Boom, breaks resistance, runs back up. So as you see the candlesticks coming down, boom, his the old resistance, so it's support.
Yeah.
Boom, starts bouncing. So all you have to do is wait for that break. As long as this is why I love the strat. As long as this all changed. So I can't, man, I wish we would have did this yesterday. This daily would have been 9:30. This daily would have been somewhere around here, this line, because that's where it opened up at. All of these change every single day, except for the monthly, weekly, obviously, right? Because it's going to change on the weekly. So that helps me. This right now is telling me PLTR not going up. And it's just from these little small lines that I drew, me understanding the candlesticks and me seeing how many times it's rejected, me seeing, hey, from when we opened up, we have not passed our daily opening price and we've been going down. This is a head and shoulders. It's nothing but bearish patterns that I'm seeing, right?
So
go ahead, my bad.
I have to make sure that it doesn't, so I don't get faked out. It's make sure it doesn't go above the daily opening price.
Yeah, so that too, but just understanding candlesticks, right?
Well, I was looking at the candlestick. That's why I got out when I got out, because it was like showing like a hammer at like 10:15 and it was bullish. And I was like, there goes my profit. That's why I got out when I got out.
So if you're playing the daily time frame, that's why I was asking, like, what or did you have a weekly? If I'm playing the daily time frame, I'm not going weekly. It just doesn't make sense in my head because that's a whole day. That's 8 hours of trading. But that's just how I look at the thing. You know what I'm saying? That's just.
I mean, they only had a weekly contract.
Huh?
It was only a weekly this week.
I know, and it's PLTR. I know I used to trade PLTR. It's super cheap. PLTR, you get them for like $20, $15, right? So in my mind, I'm not gonna want to pay, like, I'm not trying to get robbed by the market, right? So I'm gonna go 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out automatically on PLTR. Why? Because of the Greeks. The Greeks are gonna be better on the next week of PLTR versus their weekly contract. It's not gonna move as much. So when this faked you out, when I was telling you that it only ran up to like what the opening price was 954, 957, and it ran up to 988, 67, 87. That is 21 cents, right? So on PLTR, 21 cents, I understand you was on a weekly contract, so it printed you out. You probably seen like what, maybe 10%, 15?
Yeah, like 10%. Yeah, it's small.
It's just I used to trade PLTR. So in my mind, that's cool, the 10%, but that's only cool with me if I'm buying 30, 40 contracts or even a starter position at 20, right? Because that 10% of $7 is gonna multiply times 30. So I'm gonna feel comfortable to hurry up and get out my trade. When I'm getting out on small percentages, it's because I've already loaded up the boat. So even if I was to take half of my position away or 85% of my position away, it's easier for me not to lose if I'm holding contracts, right? So with PLTR, I would have automatically went 2 to 3 weeks out, and that would have not scared you out your contract because the volatility of those contracts would have not have moved as much. You would have seen 10% on a weekly, and you would have seen 5%. Let me move this.
Gotcha.
If y'all don't mind, if y'all not talking, please mute this. So like, let's say we would have went 2 weeks out, or something of that nature, you would have not got faked out, right? Because of the volatility of the contract not moving as fast. And then another thing that you got to keep in mind, and this used to go like everything that I'm telling you, trust me, and that you're telling me, I went through it. So like right here, you said you said it so perfectly. Oh, if it breaks this high, you were saying the right numbers, but that's what I didn't look at that was perfectly, is the fact that you knew how to distinguish what a 212 continuation, that's what you called it. You was like, if it would have broke, you said 1016, that would have signified a 212 bullish continuation, not a reversal, but a continuation, right? This is a reversal, 212 reversal. This would have been a continuation. So what you gotta, it's just like, what I'm about to explain is just like when you're going for calls and you'd be like, dang, I should have went for puts. Like I seen it reversing. You know what I'm saying? My mind automatically tells me as soon as I like went up and on a bigger time frame and it went 2 down, we're going down. That's the top of the broadening formation. Off rip. I don't even gotta draw it, but that's what my mind is going to tell me since I trade the strat. That's the top of the broadening formation. We just hit the top of it. We got a 2-1. We just went 2 down. I triggered. I'm entering. Why? Because now it went, that's your reversal. 2-1-2 yesterday. Today, continuation 2. I automatically go to my weekly because my weekly is going to help me. Weekly inside, 50% retracement. All right, so let me show you. And this is not like, don't count this like what Sarah's doing. This is like my own tweak that I do with everything that I learn from people. So what I'm gonna do a 50% retracement on is this candle, but it never went 2 up, right? Because that's when you do the retracement, when it went 2 up, and then you grab this one to catch this bar going 3 bar, right? But this is already eating 50% of the candle. What I understand is what Sarah has taught us all and what she created with the 50% retracement rule, that can go like right here. This can go for anything else. This is the real 50% retracement that she created, right? When a bar right here, for instance, green opens up at the bottom, it was inside. This was a 2-1. It went down, right, on the week. It went 2 down, right? And it was a red candle. As soon as you started to see it grow past its opening price, that's good. But now it's 50% of its previous candle. Look at how it skyrockets. Or when it's going to the downside, look, there goes another one right here. I ain't bring that one all the way down, but you get the gist. And you can see, as soon as it went, this candle opened up right here, started going up. Boom, triggered to go up, 2 up, but it's also on the top of your broadening formation, right? Don't get faked out, right? And that's what I learned by Sarah. Always go, mostly when you start loving the strat, go for reversals and go for, don't always go for continuations, because continuations can fake you out. The reversal does not fake you out, right? And you just have to understand where you want to find your reversals at, right? I may be talking about them on a bigger time frame, but I'm also doing time frame analysis on a lot of different time frames to understand that it's still continuation or some type of reversal about to happen on a smaller time frame that's going to trigger the bigger time frame, right? So that's right here. It went 2 up. As soon as it went to the 50% of the previous candle, right? Because you don't draw it on this candle, you draw it on the previous one. As soon as it hits that, it normally flushes out. If I break these time frames down, with another thing that it does, it consolidates right here at 50% of its candle. 9 times out of 10, it consolidates. We can go find it on this one. Let me just delete all of these. And I'll go into like, and that's what I'm telling you guys, like if y'all have questions, ask the questions, because we have a live market right now. That's why I chose to do it. I can back test and show y'all anything at any time. All right, so 50% retracement. I'm putting that on there. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame because I just want to see if it's consolidated. Look what it's doing. That's that red line on a weekly time frame, right? And this is why I like bigger time frames, because bigger time frames just hold more weight, right? And this was your entry. Look, 50% retracement. Look how when it fell down here, look how it just consolidated there. Faked you out to go back to entry, boom, broke straight through. Now it's just retesting it. It's just like the tricks that I be showing on the RSI, right? Now that's all it's doing. But guess what? It's retesting and it's going down lower and going down lower. So this, yeah, I ain't gonna cap. The way it's looking, yeah, it could break. But what I've been seeing, it's been failing to go on an uptrend, right? Because for it to, and I should explain that. The reason I know it's not going on an uptrend is because it's not staying above its 50% mark. Everything's 50% down. It's 50% mark on the RSI, right? This is a downtrend, like, because it's under the 50% RSI, right? Like, look, I can start it right here. You can see when it runs up and then it goes on a downtrend. Look at the candles. I love the RSI because if this doesn't break right here and it drops, you get a big move. This 50% mark on the RSI, it is support and it is resistance. That's what it is. This down here is support. This up here is resistance, right? This right here is support and resistance, whichever one wins and breaks over. When your candles go under this is also now a resistance, even though it was support. And this is hint why you'll see it like bull flag and try to creep up. Look, boom, retest, drops. We know if we seen this drop do this right here, we know for a fact that it went down lower, right? If you was watching the screenshots that I was posting on a Lifetime chat, and you can see that the RSI lags, right? We can take it all the way back over here and see what it's doing. Wasn't it peaking up when we were looking at it because of that 2 right here? Look how it's testing now. 2, 1, 2 to the upside. It's just testing, bull flag test. Not on our candles. Our candles showing us like a head and shoulders, but the head and shoulders already went by. Shoulder, head, shoulder, dropped down, broke neckline right here, came down to a support, and it's coming back up. The range that is playing in between is 911, 921. That is your range. That is your range. You only scalp this. You go for shorts up here, and take it all the way back down to this price. That's how you trade this right now. It's not doing anything else. The reason I know that is well, I'll say it before I pull it up. SPY look like it's consolidating. I ain't even looking at SPY. I'm just looking at PLTR, and it's not the same style. Why this? Oh, man, it's gonna take forever. I didn't want to lose my place. What is SPY doing? See, it's consolidating. It is not really doing anything. Right. So does anybody got any more questions? And then I'll just go to like back testing again. Luann, did that answer your question? Was that helpful though? Should I break it down a different way?
Oh no, it did answer my question. It didn't go past support. Actually, it didn't go past resistance, I'm saying. So yeah, I shouldn't have got it now. And I only drew it on the daily, but I went down to that's why I wrote down in my notes. But I went down to the 5-minute. So when I saw like the hammer candle at 10:15 and I saw it was green, yeah, I jumped out, but it didn't hit.
Another thing that faked you out was PLTR, is the fact that you traded PLTR. PLTR don't move like that. PLTR might move like 50 cents.
Yeah, I didn't check that out before either. So yeah, that's the lesson learned. Hello, Moody, you talking?
My bad, Lauren. I had to run. I heard my phone ringing, but what you were saying now? My bad.
Oh no, it's all good.
What you were saying?
Yeah, no, I was saying that yeah, it didn't hit resistance, so I should not, even on the daily. So yeah, it had time to go down, and I should have checked the volatility, like you're saying, it didn't move, or don't like this ticker doesn't really move that much. So yeah, I didn't know that before.
Yeah, so like this is how you judge that. Like we're on a daily time frame. Always do that. Even when you're doing your strat setup. Go to the next day, look right here. That's your opening and close move. You can look at the high and low to see like what was the move that it really gave, right? Because it really dropped. It opened at on this, let's just do the 1 bar. On a 1 bar, it opened at 10.15, right? The high was only 1 cent, which was 10.16, but then it dropped. Once you got that high of 10.16, if you went for shorts, it dropped all the way to 9.51, right? So in actuality, it only moved 57 cents right there, right? So all I do is just hover over all these candles, 73 cents that day, right? So it just closed at 10.19, but the high was 10.20, so 74 cents, you know, and that's all I do, 45 cents. That's when I started understanding like, bro, I understand the candlesticks, I understand the strat, but this is not a stock for me to be, if I don't know how to play it. And what I mean by playing it, a lot of things just went bullish. You see how this just went blue. And then SPY just hit whatever alert it just hit. Yeah, a lot of things just flipped bullish on a smaller time frame. But dang, I just forgot what I was trying to tell you. Damn.
I think you said, yeah, you generally look at, PLTR and you know how they move, and you would not have.
Oh yeah. So with PLTR, how many contracts you bought?
Oh, I went in small too.
Yeah, see, right there. That's the only that's what got you. If you're gonna go in small with PLTR and you just, you know what I'm saying, trying to test the waters and stuff like that, go ahead and go 2 to 3 weeks out. Because is the volatility of the contract is not gonna kill you as bad. And it's just like, all right, look, so you can see what I mean. Look at even though, look, we understand candlesticks, that's a what, pin bar, right? Slash tweezer top. No, I said tweezer top, I'm sorry, spinning top, right? So this only moved 11 cents. If we was to take her over to SPY, this moved 32 cents. You see that? It's kind of like the same candle on a day. It moved a little bit more, but then the high and the low of this one, this went to a low of 378 and went to a high of 382. Right? So, but it all depends on where it opened up at. It opened up at 381 before it dropped all the way down, right? Because I seen that in the morning. I should have like texted out, but I was like, dang, SPY puts as soon as it opens. But the only reason I knew that is because where the price was at right here, that's where, when I seen it at pre-market, the price where it was opening up at, it was around here. So I already knew, oh, it's gonna be easy for them to push the price down and trigger this 1 bar to go 2 down. You know what I'm saying? And all it did was price action and fill up the gap. And what I meant by price action is that, look at the low of this candle right here. That is 378.42. Look at the high of this candle. 372. Oh, sorry, 378.83. 378.42. You see? It's like boom, boom. So right here is like indecision, if that makes sense. Because if I take all of these candles and hopefully I don't confuse you doing this, it's just how I see the chart. I may be on a daily time frame, and now in my mind, I am on like a weekly or a 2-day chart, or maybe I have to break down the time frame. In my mind, I could possibly be bigger than 2 weeks, so bigger than 10 weeks. Why I say that? Because I see a doji. I know nobody else sees that, but that's what I see, right? Because I'm looking at this candles and I'm looking at the high and I'm looking at where we're at. If we was to put all of these candles in price action together, I would have one big long, look, I'll draw it with this trend line. I'll have one big long wick, right? Another big long wick, and then I'll have a body right there. That's what the candles are showing me. So it's like, we're really just indecision. Hopefully, did I confuse y'all by just saying that? Or did that make sense? Did it click? Let me go to a bigger time frame and see if I can show it. Oh, snap, you see it?
Yeah, a little confused, maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I won't go that deep. My bad. All right. So let's go into, let me check the chat and then we're gonna go into back testing. F, PLTR, those are tickers that move like 50 cents normally. Facts. Facts. Even if we go to what Sam I am just said, even if I was to take this to 4, it would have did the same thing to you. 4 just was a better move because of the setup. It was a nice PMG. And that's another thing too, is looking at the setup. You see this setup versus, I'm gonna pull up PLTR. Here, let me just do it like this. PLTR. Look at this setup right here that we're looking. This is the setup. And this is what we mean by like trade the same setups. That is a rising wedge, but to me is a PMG, right? And that's what it's doing right here on PLTR on a 3-minute chart. Rising wedge, PMG, look at one candle takes it all out. Look at one candle takes it all out, but this is on a bigger time frame, right? So PLTR, what I was gonna show you is the setups. And I'm not even talking about, and it kind of has, it does have the PMG, but it's going down slower. The reason this one's going down quicker is because you have a head and shoulders on the daily. Resistance to, and remember like what I like the 2-2 reversals, the 3-1-2s, and the 3-2-2s. I'm gonna continue to repeat that, please. If you want to trade the 2-1-2, go ahead. And I don't want you to go through what Moody went through. The 2-1-2s are amazing, but the 2-1-2s are best on bigger time frames, even on like weeklies, monthlies, dailies for me. Even a 4-hour, you know what I'm saying? But those are still swing setups. Like 2-1-2s are like swing setups to me.
Yeah, so then like if I'm, yeah, so I just should not have done like a daily or whatever. Just go down to look for the setup on the 30-minute and then enter on the 5.
You're gonna confuse yourself. No, because now you're taking things out of content. Right? Why I say that? Because you're trying to find what's the best thing for you, but don't take things out of content. You just said, well, okay, I'll just leave the daily and just go to the 30-minute setup. You still gonna get faked out because you're taking things out of content of understanding that PLTR only moves 30 cents. So if you don't have a 10K account, well, it's not, you don't even need a 10K account, right? Especially with PLTR. If you're not going to be putting up 15 to 2,500, it's like you're not going to be able to experience what you're trying to experience, which is in and out in 45 minutes and having maybe 500 to 1,000, or you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like it is the time frame, but when you have to keep things in content where it's like, all right, look, I have PLTR and I have Ford up here on a day, and homie just said it. Look, right up here, $23, 23 cents. This day, 41 cents. This day, 31 cents. Oh, well, I'm on is this the daily time frame on this one? Yeah. 31 cents. And then right now, 19 cents. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you got to keep in mind. You know, if I was to take this bad boy, look, I make it even more clearer. Take her over to a weekly. This whole entire week, we only moved $1.01. We've seen SPY jump $1, $2, come down $3, you know? So it's just understanding the stock that you do want some type of volatility. If you don't want the volatility, you're trying to swing more, right? And have more time on your trade. But anything like this, nah, you don't want to do like, and now that I'm understanding the stocks that you're playing, move over to Macy's.
Right, I put Macy's on my list actually, on my watch list this weekend.
Move over to DBX. They're cheaper than PLTR and gonna give you a better move, right? Look at how this don't move like that either. But look at this day, 96 cents, 46 cents, 78 cents, bro. All you need, if you get in at the bottom, at the right entry point on DBX, and that thing even moves 60 cents, you're making like $30 on a contract. And each contract, look, let me just go to DBX right now so you can understand what I'm saying. I'm just gonna go to the option watch list on or option that's what it's called on Robinhood, the option chain. So right now, today at the money, I wouldn't do this one, right? But at the money is 21.5 call is only worth $25. Your Greeks, your delta is $40. Your gamma is $44. You're automatically making $88 if this underlying stock goes up $1, right? So what you do is this moved damn near $1 that day. It didn't move it today, but let's back test. What pattern is this? What can possibly happen tomorrow, right? Like on some charts, you cannot try to predict certain things because it's volatile and it can move and change the setup. With us being at 119, it can change, right? But with us knowing for DBX, Macy's, that they don't move that much, we have a good understanding that it may stay a doji today, most likely, right? So what happens when we get a 3-bar setup that looks like this? I'm asking a question.
Oh.
What is this? Don't think of all of these candles that you're seeing. I'm gonna teach you for real. What is this setup? If I get another bar right here and it starts growing, what is that setup?
Bearish continuation.
Don't think of the strat. Don't think of numbers. Just, I have one red bar right here. I have a small candle in the middle. I talk about it all the time. Look at this chart. You see it? Following me?
Yeah.
What is this setup?
Oh, Morningstar.
Yup. What is this setup? Basically a Morningstar too.
Morningstar.
It just looks so ugly. It doesn't look perfect like that one. Like this is a Morningstar too. It just, the volatility, the price action doesn't show it to you so perfect like this one right here, right? But look at it right there. It just doesn't, the bars are just not full enough. Look at it right here. We're back testing now, but now what we're doing, we're back testing. This is not how you back test though, but we're now back testing Morningstars, right? And the reason I said it's not how you back test is because I'm on Ford and I was just showing you, but you go to DBX and you can just start on the daily time frame since we're looking at the daily time frame, right? We'll bring it all the way so you can see it's right here, that setup, right? Morningstar setup that can potentially trigger for tomorrow. All right, so now I'm just gonna go, that was a tweezer, right? That was like almost an evening star, didn't go down, so let's keep going. I do it quick, I ain't gonna lie, but I know to move slow because I don't want to confuse anybody. Right here, morning star, cool, evening star rejected. All right, let's try to find more. Okay, almost like one, I like it. Almost like one, I like it. And then you also want to keep in mind where you're at. Look at the price right here at 21.26, right? I'll bring you back over there so you can remember what it looks like. We came down, we're going up, we hit a resistance, we're coming down, we're coming to maybe a major support. Back testing is going to let us know this was resistance, 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 broke out. Look how it reacts on around that price. Cool, that's one big breakout that we found. Another breakout that we found right there, and that's quick data, right? Coming back. Look, we're looking for Morningstars, right? The Morningstar is happening up here right now. It happened down here, and look what happened. Boom, 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 cup and handle. This is the Morningstar pattern, right? Continues up, but this is also let me draw it out. Cup, handle, right? So all that I just named is, and look, so you can see it's a bullish pattern, right? That's your handle breakout, right? But when you know that that's your handle breakout, what is it? A bull flag, right? Are y'all following me?
Yeah, I am.
All right, cool.
Somebody's asking for a cup and handle in the chat, I think.
Oh, sorry. Okay, got it. Can you point out a Head and Shoulders? Yeah, I got you. Daily. Yeah, there was one.
Head and
right?
Shoulders.
Yeah, I got you. And see, and that's us trying to backtest this Morningstar, but on DBX and like how it normally plays out. But we'll go back to it. Well, I'll keep talking about this, bro. Yeah, I'll point out a do you specifically want me to point out a Head and Shoulders on a daily, or just a head and shoulders. Because I could have sworn we seen one. Hold on, let me. PLTR had one, or Ford had a beautiful one. No, that's a big old head and shoulders. Let me let me draw that. I don't know, like I see it, but I'm pretty sure y'all see that too. Like shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline, right? And it breaks down. Delete. Head and shoulders. And I see head and shoulders, and I seen the dude Dining Snipes. He was calling me out one time, like, "Oh, Moody be seeing," or I somebody had told me about that. It was on a class or something. He be trading some weird head and shoulders. Yeah, I do, and it's just because I understand the patterns. But right here, daily, shoulder, head. That's really the shoulder right there, right? But this is all the shoulder. The whole thing is the shoulder. It just broke down, bounced off a neckline. Let me draw. I'll use this. That's the neckline, right? But your neckline is really like diagonally, right? Because that's how this head and shoulder is going, right? But that's part of your neckline as well. That's why you seen when it came down, broke your neckline, it came back to retest, and you see how it dropped right back down. So it's gonna follow this trend, but this trend I didn't draw it so perfectly because I'm the reason I didn't draw it, sorry, I did draw it straight. That's how it should be drawn right now because I'm going off of the head and shoulders, right? So I can know that we're going to come down right here and bounce off of this, right? But if you were drawing the trend line down, you would, and I'm actually going to do a class tomorrow on like charting. You would draw it from a high to a low. Oh, I'm sorry, from a lower to another low, right? Knowing that it'd come down here and possibly come retest this. But understanding candlesticks, you know that it's going to come down here and retest this first, right? And then possibly range from there. And you can always back test and then see how long it stood in that range. And if it normally does that, and you see how it's gonna, how I just put this target, I didn't even put that target. Let me explain. I drew that line because it was like support and resistance to me, but I also did it off of this doji because I seen that that was like the indecision time. All this is price action, but I'm noticing that, okay, we went down, we came back up, we came down, and we're testing this as like some type of support line, right? And I'm also seeing that the body, the meat of this candle is where that support line is at. So that's what I'm seeing. So I know that we'll come test this, right? To see if we'll break it to break down lower, but a bigger time frame will tell you more. You go to a bigger time frame, you're like, yeah, we definitely breaking that line. Because that's just with the bigger time, like that's the 2-2 reverse. I mean, sorry, the rep strap that we've been talking about, right? The 50% retracement. We went 2 up. That was your entry for Ford. And it's going down to take out this target, and it's going to go take out that target of 1090. And it's just the strat. It's just, I don't know. I've been doing it for a while. It's just what happens. And then when I'm looking at all of this rest of these candles, I'm seeing like, oh, I just didn't look at all of that. And I just went with what I seen right here. And that's adding up right here. How we hit a resistance, came back down to like this support. We're coming back there. So there's going to be a major support. So we break, once we break this, not when we break it, because we will. Once we break this, we're coming down to the top of, look, I'm not even going to draw it. I'm going to show you what I see. We're going to the top of this candle right here, right? We're going to take out this candle, but this is going to be, and I'm going to draw the line so you can see, it's going to be his base like of support. And all these candles kind of show me that with the resistance, breaking back down, with the support, when it's coming down, boom, it lands there and it runs back up into this range. You follow me? Does that make sense? All right, let's go.
Yeah, I saw it. Sure.
All right, let's talk about. All right, so me, I like 2-2 reversals. So we're gonna look for 2-2 reversals, and this is how you back test a 2-2 reversal. And I'm gonna do it on smaller time frames because I know like people like we like to trade, right? And not always, well, swinging is trading, but some people like to just day trade and not swing trade. One thing I'll teach you right now, since I know I'm gonna do the reversal, this right here, me, because I trade with the RSI, is an automatic. Don't trade this, right? And the reason why is because we're on the bottom of this RSI. What you want to start doing now is look for that reversal and go for calls. Why? Because we're at a support level, right? And we also know resistance is not far away from here. This is resistance. This is support for right now. On a 15-minute time frame, that is your support level. That is your resistance level, right? It's easy for it to break out of that. You see it? Right? Let's look at the time. Almost it's 1:30 basically. So you can look to try to catch a reversal back up, right, for a swing, but you also want to have time on that one just in case it doesn't work out for you. So on a 30-minute time frame, let's see how often a 2-2 reversal works out, right? So, and we're gonna look for, we're just, I guess I should tally them up, but we're gonna look for calls, 2-2 reversals to the upside or 2-2 reversals to the downside. So I'm gonna just start right here with fresh candles. This is a 2 down, right now. So no reversal in place. This is your reversal. 2 up, right? The reason is a reversal is because all these candles were going down, 2 down right here, and then this went 2 up. That was your reversal to go back up on a smaller time frame, right? The reason I'm saying on a smaller time frame is because look at the move. It only went from like 11:48 to 11:54, right? That was a scalp quick move, right? So now let's look for another reversal back up or back down right here. As soon as it went 2 up, reverse back down, 2 down. And that's how you got to look at the strat. You go with what it's showing you right then and at that second. But overall, this is why I say bigger time frame hold more weight, because overall this bad boy is on a downtrend. Yes, we see the candles going down, but the strat can confuse you if you don't understand bigger time frames, right? The reason I say that is because you see how I just said this was a reversal back up. If I go to a bigger time frame, this is no reversal back up. It is still a 2 down. Look, it is still gonna be a 2 down. So if I go to the hour, what happened to that 2 up? Hint one more time why I love bigger time frames, because the smaller time frame, if you do not know how to scalp, if you do not know how to get in and out your trade quickly, right, you're going to get robbed and it's going to fake you out 9 times out of 10. And it's just, we get lucky sometimes, right? So if I was to go to, and we was on a 30-minute time frame, right? 45-minute time frame, look where that 2 up go. And it's gonna be right here. It's still 2 down, 1. Look at that. It didn't even break the high of that 2 down, right? So if I bring it back to the 30-minute time frame, hopefully that makes sense. 2 down, 2 up. Did that make sense?
I got it. No, I'm seeing some for everybody, but yeah.
So I'm always going to chart a bigger time frame, and I'll look for entries on my smaller time frames every single time, right? But it's not to say that I feel like, oh, it's going to happen. The reason I feel so secure and I like, oh, it's going to happen and it's going to go my way is because I'm using a bigger time frame, and a bigger time frame is telling me we're going down. We're going down. You see how I just, and let me show you how I correct myself. You see how I wanted to look for calls and stuff right there? Another thing that I'm going to do, I know if I do go look for calls, I need to do that quicker, and I need to also come, look, this is a 30-minute time frame. I need to come to a 5-minute time frame. You see what I mean? You see how it's picking up? It's not on the bottom of it anymore. You follow me? But I understand the candles and the RSI to know, like, okay, if I want a quick pop up to get this PMG real quick, you know what I'm saying? I need to go smaller, 5-minute, 3-minute, and I need to follow like my strategy. Let me go to the 1 minute. There we go. That's why I keep saying for calls, because I'm seeing it on a 30-minute time frame. Damn. We just broke median. Remember, like when I talk about it all the time, we just broke median. We're coming to test it. So it's like, okay, let's see if we're gonna hold that. And remember what I said, it's not far, it is a cup, right? Handle, right here because it's bull flagging right there. And it's breaking the setup of bull flag. And you can see it breaking on your RSI now, like the test. It's under it a little bit, right? We're going to have to see that pop right back up. So that resistance is right here. How many times have we been over that resistance? I'm keeping my line right there so you can see. Look at the candles. Right? So now it's basing out. Look how it just popped up. Right? It's going to come try because on the RSI it's already testing. It's 50%. It's 50% on the RSI. Look how it was just broken down, right? Look how it just it just, oh no, we're going up now, right? But I also know, and to tell people that this lags. You may see it like this next candle may come out and this may just shrink down a little bit more now. It's not just going to move. It's just going to shrink a little bit. It lags, right? So we know we need to break this, right? So that's like set an alert right there. We also know if we go in, right, or if we took this reversal right here, we know to get up out of our setup right here at the 60. So that's not like a large move. So in hindsight, that's not a high probability trade. It'll be a high probability trade now if you start doing multiple time frame analysis. Look how we just triggered, and you come down here and you'd be like, oh, okay, cool. 5 minute didn't even hit the 50% just yet. We just got the reversal right here, 3, 2. I know it's a 3 right here, but in my head, I'm like, nah, I know we just went down. That was just a little fake out. So I'm not even going to try to count this wick, even though I should, but I just know that that's a reversal right there, right? We got actionable signal, right? It's closing that way because it's not moving. And you can see the accumulation, bull flag. So yeah, now it's going to be a high probability trade. Now you can take this all the way up here, possibly, right, to take you to 1146. And then you use a bigger time frame too, like a 15-minute, just to see, all right, cool. You know what? Let's go. Now I got a quicker entry. Since I didn't enter my trade, I know I can enter right here because I got a 2-1, right? Possible reversal. The reason I'm saying that is because it's a pin bar on the bottom of a downtrend, right? So it's just, doing it over and over and over. And it's just like you start to understand that, right? So going back to a 30-minute time frame, let's see how many 2-2 reversals play out, right? And I'm going to show you something super dope. I don't even sometimes look at all these numbers. Not the numbers, all these candles. What I do is go high. When I say high, to the highest points of these candles, and I'd be like, boom, here's my reversal. Because I don't got time, but I learned how to back test already, right? So it's just like, man, I'm not about to try to confuse myself and all this stuff, because I know this may be a reversal on this time frame, but it's not a reversal at all on the bigger time frame. So this is a real reversal on all time frames. Look how we just hitting alerts. What the hell? But long story short, and see, you can test this one for a 2-2 reversal, right? Because we're 1, and that's what we're talking about, reversals and stuff of that nature, right? So long story short, this 2-1-2 is the reversal to the downside. That's your full reversal right here. All this consolidation, I ain't even going to worry about it, try to read the strat and stuff like that. I'm just seeing we went 2 up, 1 right here at the highest point, right? And that's also a resistance because I'm seeing it from past candles up here, right? Boom. So that's the top of my Broughton formation at that. Reversal to the downside, all of this is a continuation. Everything, and that's a different day too. Like this is a different day right here because I can tell by the small candles on the 30-minute time frame. This is like pre-market, aftermarket on my chart, right? This is another day, but it's still continuations all to the downside, right? And if you go to the hour, let's look for that 2-1-2. Look at it right there. 2-1-2. Continuations all to the downside. And that's why I like reversals. Because once you get in the reversal, you're basically in the continuation. You're just what's going to get you out your trade is taking trimming along the way. So look, we entered in right there and we're going to make it white, right? Stop loss was right there. Never came to your stop loss. So all you have to do is drag your stop loss down, right? So now that we're in this trade right here, let's make the stop loss right. Now that we're in this trade right here, right? Your targets. Oh, my bad. Your targets, right? Boom, first target right there. It's always the next bar over, right? So we're gonna make those yellow. That was your next target. You could also took that target, that target. Notice that I'm just going further down to the lowest points of the candlesticks. That target, and of course this target as well. And then you got these new targets, right? That still hasn't gone there, right? Pay attention because it's gonna go down here. Boom. So I did all of this on this time frame, but I'm understanding it on a weekly time frame, and I'll show you that in just a second. But dang, I should have kept going with the back test on the 2-2 reversals. But now that I know that that's that reversal, we entered in right here. That all these lines right here help you trend to take profits, right? All of these right here is if you have a decent size account, right? And you're buying anywhere between 20 to 30 or more contracts, trim at those, trim there, because you're going to grow your account, right? If not, you know, try to take this last one right here. The reason I say last one is because I'm looking at candles and I'm seeing that this is a support. Even though these are targets, this is a major support. If I just draw one line right here, let's make it a different color, purple, take it back testing, you can see this was a major support. You can see when we broke down, we played right there for a couple of seconds or minutes, whatever, hours actually, right? Boom, and then dropped, right? You can go further back and you can see this purple line and see how it reacts, how your candles react. You don't have to go super far on this one, but right there, see, now you can see how it reacts. Even when it comes down, it never came down there, but now you look at this run up, we came down there. Look how we test that. Boom, and run back up. Look how we test that. And we broke and we come down to this purple line. Those are your ranges, right? I already got that line drawn up there. So let's go back. So with us going back, now we know those are our targets. So we knew to be able to get out of our trade, go ahead and start trimming at those lines that I just drew, right? But if you're on a bigger time frame, and we'll just take it to the 4 hour, it's still there, it's still starting. And then another thing to keep in mind is your trend. Look at how it's following trend, right? So now we want to see, are we going to break right here, right? Because I love reversals. What is this showing me? Here, let me, because I don't want this to confuse y'all. Make it white so we know that's a trend line. So this candle is telling me it's bullish. Why? Because it's blue, right? But I also love the morning star pattern, right? And what am I seeing right here? 3 down, 2 up, reversal, bullish reversal, 3 2 2 bullish reversal, right? So, and I'm anticipating it because I still need my, can't see it, and now it's gone. It's not blue anymore. So it went back bearish. So the smaller time frames are flipping, right? The smaller time frame is flipping more bullish, but they're getting rejected still, right? And that's what that candlestick basically just told me by just turning blue and going red, right? So I'm automatically, if I want to trade this, I'm going to set up an alert right here. I'm sorry. I'm going to set up an alert right there. Boom. Why? Because that's going to signal me to jump. Look how it went back blue. So it's testing now, right? That's going to signal me when to get in my trade and go for it. Now check this out. This is what you, man, I don't know why I ain't never say this. This is how you understand high probability trades with strap patterns. Do you see your entry? And let's use 3 bars because that's what we're looking at. Your entry is always your second bar. Your target, once you enter on your 3rd bar, like is the second bar is your trigger entry. The 3rd bar is the bar that you're going to enter your trigger, right? The 3rd bar to the left, your target, that's your magnitude. So understand why you get faked out quickly on a 2-1-2, because it may not be a huge move, but these 3-2-2s, all right, let me take you back to the chart. That's jump. If we enter in here at 1151, our target is at 1180, 1187, 83. You see what I mean? that's how you start understanding like the strat, like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna take this one versus this 2-1-2. Let's just go find a 2-1-2 and let's see how big that 2-1-2 is. I like 3 bars because they give bigger moves. I can't even find a 2-1-2. Now, right, oh, right here, 2-1. That was a big move, but that's also on support. And that's is another thing that you got to keep in mind. And this is why I implement so many things with the strat too. This support level, we know that this is support, right? You can see how the candles bounce off of it. So what you getting a 1 right there, you know what I'm saying? And then the next candle, when the market opens, we open under it and we just start drilling down. Oh, that's an automatic take puts. And even if you draw your targets, you'll see how it hit every single one of your targets perfectly. Just that one candle. Boom, 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 right there, and still kept going. Took out that whole PMG, right? So that's what could possibly happen to the upside or downside right now, right? But let's go to weekly. Weekly is heading for 3 bar. So nah, I like this to go down. Why? Because they're selling this. Today is Wednesday, right? They normally choose like, yo, what we trying to do like by Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, like, that's why I'm always looking at bar charts. Cause bro, I don't got them on speed dial. I can't talk to these guys. I got to try to find out what the smart money's doing. And this is why I look at here and I try to check out what's rotating. And I know since yesterday, or no, I don't think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was like, watch healthcare, keep healthcare, like watch it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just because I've been seeing what healthcare is doing and how it's been reversing back up, right? But I also look at that and try to understand like what they're selling now. Okay, cool. They ran up energy on Monday, on Tuesday. They ran up energy. Now they sold energy. You know what I'm saying? So they're making profits on the way up, profits on the way down, and they're rotating their money into healthcare, consumer staples, and information technology. You can see it on where the money's rotating right now, right? And then just refresh it and try to remember, if you don't take a screenshot, what the percentages was: 79, 41, 12. And I normally do the top 3 and the bottom 3, right? Look, healthcare just flew from 79 to 83, flew from 41 to 43. Right. So if you're missing that because like you're like, and I know I was talking about this at one point, if you're missing those kind of moves and stuff like that, and you don't know what stock to go, what stock to go with, just pull up your sector. Well, I told people to do it. Pull up your sectors, right? And XL, what V is healthcare, right there. Boom. Now you go look up XLV. Go to the option chain and try to cash something like good off of it. This, look, they're buying it up right now. They just triggered, they're moving their money back into this, and it just triggered 2 up, right? It triggered 2 up today. Let's go look at the daily charts. What's daily's been doing? It's bull flagging and just triggered 2 up, but you don't see that on a daily. It's 1, 3, 1, 2, cup and handle, bullish pattern. Look at the RSI bouncing off of it. Cool. All right, let's go to a smaller time frame so we can see what's really going on. All right, cool. It's chilling at a support. Like when it comes down, oh, if it breaks the support, we're going down. It's chilling at a resistance now, right? But look, man, my bad. I didn't even show y'all that. If you go look at that circle, but look at this right here. The chart always does that. Like how it gives you like little cups or bowls. That's what it's doing right there. Look at this reversal. 3, 2 down, 2 up, 1. The reversals in play, full effect on them. And they got good support on a daily time frame, right? And this is a 4-hour time frame. Nice cup and handle, bull flag on a smaller time frame. Look at the cup. And watch how it's small. The smaller I go on the time frame, watch how bigger this cup is going to get coming into that resistance. Take it over to an hour, boom, cup and handle, completed a bow right there. Now it's handling out this way. So now let's go to the 5 minute. Let's see this big old bow that it's trying to create. Look at it. That's the bow that we was talking about. And that's the consolidation, right? So that's the cup, the handle consolidating. Look where it's consolidating on top of that RSI on a 5 minute. All right, let's take it to a 1 minute so we can test our RSI. It's breaking and going up. How do we know that? Lower highs, higher highs. The reason you see me say sorry from over here is because this is all the way at 1310, right? And we're all the way over here, right? So you want to look at, this is a 1 minute time frame. So you don't want to look too much at this past data. You want to look at it as for targets, supports, and resistance, and just understanding the past data. But since you're on the 1 minute, you're wanting to look at the new data, right? Because that's what can fake you out. Now, can you see this beautiful cup and handle that I was calling out? All right, I feel like I'm talking to myself.
Yes, no, I see it.
But yeah, that's like what I do. I know I didn't really go in depth on like back testing, and I apologize. I'm gonna make a class and structure it on back testing. But like how I back test is whatever time frame that it is. Say if it's the 15-minute time frame, I take whatever strat setup I like and I back test it, meaning I try to see how did it play out. 3-2-2. Okay. That shows me I like 3-2-2s. You know what I'm saying? That was a dope move, but I also know I'm on XLV. I also know I'm on a ETF. ETFs don't move as fast, right? So I know that I'm not going to be trying to like look for that setup right there. What I'm going to try to look for with stocks that don't move like that are 2-2 reversals, right? Because that's a 2-bar pattern instead of waiting for like a 3-bar pattern. You know what I'm saying? Down right here, 2 reversal. But access, and I try to see how many times did that 2-2 reversal happen, right? And it does make it easier to back test with like a Browning formation. I just like, even when I'm looking at it like that, I'm just seeing it. And I try not to put too much on my chart, right? That was kind of like not a good Browning formation. So and that's when it broke. Boom, boom, broke. I'm sorry, I said broke. That's when it retested. It did break, but I shouldn't say it that way. It broke, retested, and ran right back up. And I should have put this a little further down. Like right there. And the reason I say it makes it easier when you backtest as well and you draw Browning formations is because you'll start to understand like, oh, snaps, when it hits a high and it just broke so many highs, go for shorts. When it finally goes down to the Browning formation that you draw, because you'll draw this one and it'll still be valid, like on this time frame, right? Because we're on a 15-minute time frame. Once it breaks one of these two, it won't be valid anymore, right? But you'll see that it'll keep playing within this range. So you know that this is your range, right? And you could tell, I could tell that this is going to go to his weekly price of 129.19, right? And then that's when it's going to try to consolidate and see what it wants to do. Does anybody have any questions or on a chart or trying to get in the trade or something? Let's see what the heck this market is.
Looking at GM right now, I see Zay is playing that for the $500 challenge.
That's what's up. I'm not understanding. Are you asking me a question about GM, or are you just letting me know that Zay playing it?
Oh no, I was well, I'm looking at it on the chart, so I was
all right, cool. I'm gonna start asking you questions. What do you see on GM?
Oh, it looks like a downward trend, like that downward channel.
What's a downward channel?
Well, when it was zoomed in a little bit, it looked like it was a descending let's see, pattern, like a.
From where? You could tell me to draw it and I'll draw it and I'll tell you, because I could probably see the descending triangle if you show me how you seen it.
Well, I just saw it like ranging, but just coming down, like descending. So I would put like 2 trend lines like on each side, like parallel. But
hold on. When you talk charts, I'll be able to see what you're trying to tell me. So are you talking about like, you said 2 trend lines going this way, like at the top, one at the bottom?
Yeah, but
Nah,
I was
bro.
just saying like generally, since you just asked me like what I was seeing, I didn't actually say. But yeah, when you asked me what I was seeing, I was just saying
So this,
downward.
so you see this as a descending triangle.
No, like a channel. So it's kind of just like range it is going up and then down and then up. And then I expect it to go down like waves. That's what I'm seeing.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So like in a channel, like how it would be like if it was like support and resistance, like that.
Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's right. That is, it's still in the channel. Like the channel's super huge.
Yeah, it's like thing coming down from up there. Yeah, yeah. That's what I was seeing.
Yeah. See, I be doing that stuff. Um, that's how I used to chart like that, right? And just like, let me at least do it like that. Um, yeah, you're correct. It's just we all see it differently. You're 100% correct though.
What'd
Like
you see it as before? Because I didn't, you just asked me, so I just
heading shoulders, PNG to the downside,
ooh.
shoulder, head, shoulder, PNG to the downside, rising wedge. So this is a rising wedge right here. That's just too much. This is a daily time frame. It's just too much data to go through. It's not too much data to go through. It's just all that already happened. It happened already. Like failed cup and handle, that channel that happened, right? We bounced off of there. So like support's really like right. No, that's like resistance. It's resistance right now, but this purple line right here was a support. But the way you're seeing it is exact. I'm saying it's right. It's just how you trade. So like everything that you just explained to me, you just showed me that you trade patterns.
That's what just popped out when you had it on daily and you had it like really close together. That's what I saw. But when you started opening it up and then it got flat, so I didn't really, like, yeah, because you have it like really tight there.
Gotcha. What would you normally do when it's up here at the top of the channel?
Oh, normally, you want to sell high, buy low. So
What would you
if I
do?
was in a, if I was in the trade, I would have sold.
You would have sold right up there.
Mm-hmm.
Smart. Smart. Would you buy right now, right here? Like push
Nah,
up.
I would wait for it to come back down.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So I'm gonna teach you something. Another thing that I do that helps me determine whether I want to swing something or day trade it is the daily chart. So that's why I say like ask questions. If you engage with me, it's gonna make me think of something to try to teach. So I'm a back test what I'm talking about, starting from right here. Yeah, I could start it anywhere, but I'm gonna just start it right here. This automatically tells me don't swing GM. This candlesticks also, like this was a good swing right here, right? Because it went 2 up automatically, right? It was a good swing. But the daily chart is showing me not to swing GM right here. You know why I'm saying that? No.
The candlestick or
It's the candlesticks, but also understanding the strat and also understanding that all of these candles were opening up 1 bars. So I lost money by trying to swing it from my data. I'm only trying to swing if I feel like this is gonna happen, like that gap up. But how often does it gap up and go 2 up throughout the week? This was May 12th, 11, 10, 9. So this was like towards the end of the week, the 12th. This is going into the 13th, 16th. So this was Thursday, right? So Thursday, after it dropped bad like that, it gapped up. That's 1 day out of the week that it gap up. That's 1 day out of the week that it gap up, right? This week, it gapped up, starting from like not the 25th, but the next day, gap up, inside bar, No, this was a gap up too. Not a gap up, but it went 2 up, right? So that's another thing that helps me decide, right? And I'll take it over to another chart. SPY. SPY went 2 down. I think SPY going up tomorrow, to be honest, because it's just the Morningstar pattern. Any chart that you go to, you back test, you see like when we get a doji like this, it normally goes up, but it can open up inside tomorrow and then start gradually going up, right? When people start to buy it up, you got to just see what happens tomorrow. But looking at the chart, SPY is a good swing trade right now. Like the reason I say that is because SPY continues to gap up and gap down. This was a gap up. This was a 2 down. It went 3 up, right? But it opened up right here. It opened up down. So regardless of the fact, at market opening, you were in green in your trade. Does that make sense? You can see it right here, how it gapped up. On this chart, you see a lot of gap ups, gap downs. So you can take, like, say, even if it was 2-1 right here, like, yo, you know what? I feel like we're going to gap down, or I feel like this bull flag that it created is not going to break up because this is a resistance. And we keep seeing how it kept getting shorted in all these candles. So if you would have took that put trade and swung it, you would have been good, right? So, and I could go to any chart, like you go to Exxon, and you'll see that. And these charts will tell you like, okay, cool. It's best to just set up my alerts and watch it for tomorrow. Even right here, when it went 2 up, it gapped up. This was a good swing trade. That's when I was talking about like energy. It was a good swing trade, right? But you would have been like, not you, but like even I would have been like, you know what? We might gap up again. But what I'm gonna do is to not get faked out my trade and not lose money on theta, just set up your alerts. If it breaks that high, that's when I'm gonna trigger to get in. And then when I started doing that, when I started like, yo, you know what? Let me plan out my trade and let me just do that. I started noticing my FOMO-ness where it's like, oh my God, bro, that is so dumb. I'd rather just get in the trade to just be in the trade and be like, all right, cool. If I gotta average in, I'll average in, but I'm in the trade that already took out some emotion because it's actually a lot of emotion to actually jump in the trade, right? Because you're putting your money up. So I started noticing that when the next day will open up, I'm like, damn, we inside, fuck. Damn, we ain't gap up or we ain't gap down. Like now I gotta wait. You know what I'm saying? And not only that I gotta wait, now I gotta recover my theta that I just lost from $5 to $7 on each contract, or $13 or $14 on each contract for choosing to be impulsive and swing the trade, right? Instead of waiting for the next day to open up and say, okay, let me go ahead and trade it. And then that's when I just started noticing like, damn, bro, it's all about patience. Like, look, this one opened up here, then it went 2 up. Everything opened up inside. And then it triggers and then it goes this direction. So, and you can do that with any time frame as well. Like I was specifically talking about the daily to help anybody like see like let me go to cat to see like majority of the time they're going to open up inside. It's just that what I normally see, we get gap ups on Wednesdays and Thursdays, sometimes Tuesdays, but Wednesdays and Thursdays. And you could just go back test that, right? And how you will back test that is by going to like a Monday, like the 21st was a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No, that was Juneteenth. So this was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday gap down, right? So not gap down, it just went 2 down. I'm sorry, it just went 2 down like immediately. But hopefully this was able to help everybody. But if y'all don't have any more questions or anything, this was not a class or anything. I was just trying to jump on here as the market was open, just in case some people had any type of questions or wanted to live trade and be like, hey, can you help me enter this trade or things of that nature? Yeah.
Hey, Moody, this was great. When do you think you're going to have it? It's recorded, right? Because I definitely want to go back and watch it a few times.
Yeah, I recorded it. Yep.
Great.
So I'm gonna post this as well. What was your first question though? And I appreciate you as well. Look,
No, that's all I want to know. I just wanted to make sure so I can make sure I go back and because I didn't catch some of it. I was driving, but yeah, this was fantastic.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I
I
appreciate it.
agree.
Look, we was talking about this reversal forward. Look at forward now. That's why I like reversals. Because if you try to focus on the continuations, you may get stuck in some type of consolidation or something like that. When you just wait patiently and wait for like a reversal, man, it's so beautiful. And look, you take it to the 1 minute and you see how beautiful the reversals were. And now it's oversold. On a 1 minute, this is where you sell at. You sell now. You sell, because on a 1 minute it's gonna come back and test, right? And this is what you do. 3 minutes still got time to fly, right? So now you start looking at time. You start looking at time and multiple time frames. Like, okay, cool. You see what I said? How it's gonna try to start coming down. It's still very bullish, right? But you have taken out all of these targets. Look how you ran up, right? Ford doesn't do that like that. This is from 1138 all the way to 1152. That was a good move for a scout move, right? So you go to the 3 minute and you check it out. Okay, 3 minutes still got 1 minute. All right, cool. So that means we just got another candle on a 1 minute, right? They're market manipulation. They ain't trying to show us our candles, F them, right? So I'll go to 7 minute. 7 minute got 3 minutes left, right? And look at this PMG that we're eating up. Bloom, 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 bloom. We took all those targets out. It needs to take out the target of 1153, right? Now, what we do is go to the 1 minute and check if do we have time for that, right? Possibly, but the 1 minute is extremely oversold, right? So you have to play it with the 3 minute now and trying to see, but the 1 minute has given you a reversal, right? No, I'm lying. It's just a red candle. That's your reversal right there. I knew it. I fucking knew it. But that's your reversal right there, right? To get the hell out of your trade. Yeah, it can bounce right here because that can be a support. But the thing is, go back to your 3 minute, right? Inverted pin bar. I'll be out of my trade. I'll be out of my trade and I'll be trying to see, okay, what's going to happen here? You know what I'm saying? The reason I say that is because the 5 minute has so much more time and the 15 minute as well. Look, it's coming for the retest. You go to the 15 minute, it's probably breaking the median right now. Oh no, it's going to go try to test to break the median, right? So it's the 10 minute that's flirting with it. See, 10 minutes flirting, right? I got 3 minutes on my on this. So this is what I'm looking at. 10 minute down now. And it's just because that's what's flirting with my, remember, support and resistance, that candle. Go back to the 1 minute, then we bounced. You see what I said? I would have been out my trade, like I told you, but look how we bounced, because that's going to be a support level now on the 1 minute, but it's only going to be a support level for just a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes the max, right? Because this is the 1 minute chart. So you just got to keep it like that. And then another thing that'll help, I should have did that. I'll do that next time, is having different multiple time frames up at the same time. Right, you'll have Ford. I got Ford on a 1 minute. Let's go ahead and put Ford over here. That's on daily. Let's put them on a 5 minute, and they're flirting with the 10 minute, right? So look, let's go ahead and make it smaller right here, and we'll do 3. Where is my third one? I want it straight up. I don't want 4. Right here. This one, let's put this one on 4, and let's also put this one on a 15 minute right there. 15 minute to play, right? Because we want to get to the 15 minute of the RSI to see if we're break. We got the 5 minute up and we got the 1 minute up, and we're seeing that the 1 minute is reversing back down. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 10 minute. 10 minutes still got time, but look at that PMG it created, right? And that's that PMG right here. All of this that we're seeing, right? That's that little small, all that small candle, right? So now that we're seeing it like that, 10 minute, we're testing to break. So let me see what the 7 minute doing. We broke and we're holding, right? So that's a good sign, because how I'm looking at the candles, they're running up this way, but I'm looking to the left and I'm like, we're taking out targets. I'm looking at this green line, we're taking out targets. Our real resistance, we're at it, but our real resistance is right here at 1154, right? So we need to break 1154 and stay over 1154 to be able to get to the next resistance of 1161, right? This is showing you that you have time to do that, your RSI and your candlesticks, but your 1 minute is already oversold, right? So all you need is your 1 minute to keep lagging down a little bit, lag down like about right here, because this is the support level on the RSI right here, like about right here to see for a bounce to come back up, or your median for a bounce, right? You've missed that run now. So now you have to wait for that retest. You have to wait for it to come back. And what's going on right now is that you're starting to see the volatility come in for power hour, right? That's how you trade power hour as well. You start to trade power hour around 2 o'clock to 2:30, and you ride the trade into 3 o'clock. If that makes sense. That was bull flagging. You see how I said like you're waiting for it to try to do it again. This is the pole, that's the flag. It's trying to break out of that flag. Nice strong candles on your 15er. Or that's the 15er. Oh, I got two 15ers up. 10 testing, and then we got the 15 right there, right? And we can also just take a peek at the 3 minute, see what's going on at 3 minute. 3 minute oversold like a motherfucker. So 1 minute oversold. So that's what, remember what I told you, you probably got like 5 minutes, 5 whole minutes before this returns back down, right? And then another good thing to do is check out what check out SPY. You're gonna be like, okay, cool, SPY lets you know you broke 15%, 50 mark on I just started muting everybody. That'd be throwing me off. But yeah, you see now 3 minute poked out of it. Bull flag, you see the bull flag breakout? Remember the bull flag right here? So and you're also looking at SPY, checking, making sure that SPY's doing what it needs to do. But look, SPY's already reversing right back down. You feel me? That was that run for 4. But and then another thing that, and this is what, when I do stuff like this too, and I have my screen up like this is also what showed me like, oh snap, like, so let's just say 4 continues to hold price right here and SPY just dumps all the way down to this support at 379. If you see 4 just drop down to like right here, 1148 or something like that, oh my God, 4 is gonna run as soon as this reverse back up, because it's holding its price, and you have SPY falling and falling and breaking, and it's not, this is not falling like that, right? So 7 minute, bro. And all you got to do is understand, like, sometimes I forget to explain it, like right here, there's the 3 minute, it's oversold. So if the 3 minutes oversold, you go to the 5 minute, you know the 5 minute already broke this, and 5 minutes not oversold, but it's trying to run some more. But you got your 1 minute, and you're seeing that your 1 minute, right, is basically oversold. And all you do is backtest that guy and see like, yo, how do we stay above this like for a very long time? No, we don't. So that's how I know sell. It's gonna fall back down now. Double top on a 1 minute. Yeah, we got, or you could just get a nice little push, right? Because SPY is pushing. As long as this trade that you're in stays above this 50% mark, you're good, right? As long as SPY does that as well, you're good. You're super, super good. And this is why I keep my grid, like these lines that the grid, the chart gives, because I also see how it'd be bouncing off of those lines, right? So I got everything blacked out, but lines and certain things that the chart has itself, I don't take off because I know everybody else has them, and I don't know if they're using them. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the ability to look. You see how it's breaking now? And look, all you do is keep watching forward. It's breaking back up. So 4 needs to break back up, right? But we're on a 5 minute, and this is a 1 minute, and this is the 1 minute on SPY. So it's just about seeing that we stood there. And my thing is trying to catch SPY here, like catching it down here to take it up there. Sometimes I just take my profits, or catching it while it's playing right here to take it up there. Right. And then it just depends on the time frame that I'm on. If I'm on 1 minute or 5 minutes and it's doing that shit, it's like, oh my God, we got time. Let's go run. Let's make some money. But yeah. I'm about to jump off here. Hopefully this helped out a lot of people. I appreciate y'all jumping on and always willing to learn. If y'all have any questions.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You.
You're welcome. if y'all have any questions or any ideas on like what y'all just saw, like maybe me doing a class like a certain part of this class, just let me know, and I'll just do my best to bring it to you guys. But y'all guys have a blessed day, and I appreciate y'all. May the Lord continue to bless everybody from the crown of their heads to the sole of their feet. Peace out.
I'm back. Later.
Later.